as I was doing some research for the next video to put out on this channel, one of the biggest questions that I see a lot of people have is it worth it to be a remote closer? And there's so many questions that come with that. So that's exactly what we're gonna cover in this video. Now, if you've been subscribed on this channel for a while, you might have already seen the video and we'll pop it up on screen. The cons, right? The negative parts of being a remote closer and why you shouldn't become a remote closer. So this is gonna be the inverse of that, of some of the pros, right? Some of the positive things of becoming a remote closer. So we're gonna go ahead and roll right on into it because this one's really simple. Is point number one is the fact, I mean, it's in the name, is that it's a remote job, right? You can do this from anywhere within the world. Whether you're wanting to do it from home and not have to go to an office of people that you don't like being around in the first place, or if you do want to experience a little bit more of that laptop lifestyle and be able to travel, move wherever you want, live in an RV if you wanted to. And as long as you have a laptop and an internet connection, you can make thousands upon thousands of dollars every single month. We actually have one guy that's on our team here at RCA where he travels basically a different country every single month. So the first point is that you can, as the name suggests, you can work from wherever you want in the world and still make a ton of money doing it. So jumping into point number two, as a remote high ticket closer, is you have unlimited income potential. Now, some people, when I do say that, they kind of like, they don't really believe it, but two of the people that we've done interviews here on this channel before, one of them made $30,000 as a part-time remote closer. The other one last month sent me a DM and their pay stubs. They made $83,000 last month in July. So whenever you're watching this guy made $83,000 in 1 month, not a year, in a single month. But let me dive a little bit into how that's possible. Because when I say that, right, people are automatically like, there's no way that's possible. Like, that's insane. Like, why would a company ever pay someone that much money? Well, so remember, as a remote closer, you are making a percentage of whatever you bring into the company. So he sold, I think, something like $430,000. He made, 10% of that, plus he got a $20,000 bonus. Tell me any other job that gives you a $20,000 in a single month bonus, not like, an increase of $5 per hour. So as long as you're willing to put in the work, you're going to get paid accordingly, right? Unlike a lot of corporate jobs, is you can work really, really freaking hard, put in so much hours, work overtime, and you still get paid the same amount. And if you don't want to get paid that same amount and you complain to your employer of like, oh, I want to make more money, they're just going to find somebody else that can do the same job and then pay them because they're not going to complain. And they're going to look for somebody else and cut you out of that. So again, the income potential is literally unlimited as long as you're willing to put in the work and make stuff happen for their company. So jumping into point number three, I'm going to tell you guys a little story. So when I first started online, right, an online business, I started a digital marketing agency. And you might have, if you're watching this, you might have heard of that before. And basically what I would do is reach out to companies, right, local businesses, and ask them, hey, you're a local HVAC company, or you're a local med spa or nail salon or hair salon, and say, hey, I can run ads for you, I can generate leads for you, and then you can pay me, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a month for me to do that service for you. Now, in theory, it was a really awesome idea, right? I would get paid for running ads for people on Facebook or Instagram. The problem is when it got past $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month, is there's so many other things that you have to get good at, right? You have to get good at running ads and building a team and doing the fulfillment on the back end and prospecting and sales and so many different skills you have to learn. And that's not even just the social media marketing space. That's also affiliate marketing. That is, Amazon FBA, drop shipping, any of these other online businesses, is you have to learn so many skills in order to see success with them. Not only that, but if you are looking to really build to, $20,000, $30,000, $100,000 a month, is you're not actually taking that home. Because remember, you have to build a team to get to that point. So you're paying out team. You have to put money into ad spend to make sure you're generating enough leads to then convert them into clients. So, on average, having a marketing agency, you're looking at a 30 to 40% profit margin, as opposed to with remote closing, is you're working with another business that has all that stuff already figured out, and you're only focusing on the one thing, is closing. And we all know the more that you put time into one specific thing, you get really, really good at that thing, as opposed to being spread out into a bunch of these other things, and then each of those things being kind of mediocre. So to reiterate, as a remote closer, you're really just coming in, you're getting really good at one skill, and then you're being able to take a commission check home. There's no expenses, there's no overhead to that. It's straight commission in your pocket without having to worry about expenses and putting money and investing into other things. Now, I want to go into point number four with a really strong disclaimer here. And the point that I have down here is that you can create your own schedule. Now, keep in mind, if you're coming into remote closing and you only want to work 1 hour a week or 2 hours a week, obviously you're not going to make as much money off of it. Like we mentioned earlier, the more that you put in, the more that you're going to get out of it. That being said, you get to make your own schedule. Two really great examples of people that have come through the Remote Closing Academy. One of them being a guy, he was actually a full-time teacher, and he was still able to make about $16,000 to $20,000 a month, super part-time. Like, it was after he did, his classes during the day, he was probably maybe taking 2 to 3 calls a day, right in the evening, and he was still able to make a considerable amount by picking his schedule and doing it more in the evening. Another great example is Naveen. We actually, I think he's episode 3 of the podcast, is he was working at, another sales job. Part-time, he was able to make $30,000 during remote closing. Safe to say, he's going to be leaving his corporate job very, very soon. But again, the ability to take these calls part-time, if you only wanted to work, let's say 1 or 2 hours a day, you can do that. If you only wanted to take 1 call a day, you can do that. If you wanted to take 8 calls a day, you can do that as well. But you are ultimately creating your own schedule as a remote closer, because these businesses, again, they're paying you commission. They're not paying you hourly. The more money that you bring them, the more money that you make them, the more money they're gonna give you on that commission at the end of the month. I feel like this video has gone by really quickly, but let's jump into number 5. Now, I think this is a lot of people when they're first getting that entrepreneurial bug or spirit of I want to start my own thing. Here's where a lot of people go wrong. We mentioned this a little bit earlier in the video, but here's my recommendation to you. If you're someone that is I want to start a business, I want to, do this passion project or whatever it may be. Point number 5, guys, is you are getting paid. You are getting commissions on a bi-weekly basis to learn high value skills from an already successful business. So instead of going out and trying to, if you don't have any business experience, instead of going out and trying to learn all these things yourself and do it the hard way, why not work for a company that has prospecting, sales, fulfillment, building the business, how meetings should be run, the culture, right? Why not join those businesses, make $10, $15, $20, $30,000 a month without having the headache of all those things that you have to do to run a business, build up a war chest of cash, and then use that money to then start your side hustle, right? But instead of working a full-time job and then trying to build a side hustle that you have to learn all these skills to do in the first place. And trust me, guys, I've coached hundreds, if not thousands of business owners that are just getting started. And one of the biggest things that holds them back is lack of funds, right? Not being able to support their business. So again, build up that war chest, learn the skills, right? You're getting paid to learn these skills anyway, right? So learn those skills, learn exactly what a high-performing team, a high-performing culture looks like. And then once you have the money in the background, once you're going full-time in a remote closing and learning those skills at the same time, then you can implement everything that you learn with your own business, and you'll also have cash to fund that side hustle. So ultimately answering the question of, is it worth it to be a remote closer? You can make the decision yourself based on the things we went over today. So 2 videos are popping up on screen, one of them being why you shouldn't become a remote closer. Make sure to check out that video next. Also the other one on screen, little mystery video for you guys. We'll see you guys in the next one. Talk soon. Aaron here from the Remote Closing Academy. Talk to you soon. Peace.